The jerseys have changed, the format has changed, and the result has clearly changed too. India winning this encounter versus New Zealand by a massive margin. If you were to win a game of T20 cricket by almost 50 runs, I often say it's like innings defeat in Test match cricket. That's what India has achieved in the first T20I versus New Zealand, played at Nagpur. It's still a long series, 5 matches, but it's quite safe to say that India clearly the much superior team. I'm not saying it basis of one result. This Indian T20 team has been dominant for the last year and a half, and that particular form has continued. And I think there are 2 primary reasons why the same Indian team that was humbled by New Zealand in Test match cricket at home, the same Indian team that was humbled by a Kiwi team in even ODI cricket at home, is not the Indian team that's playing New Zealand in T20 cricket. And that, I think, is the biggest factor. And why do I say it's not the same Indian team? Because the selection that India has been doing in Test match cricket, the selection that India has been doing in ODI cricket is very different to the selection they're doing in T20 cricket. Let me just illustrate that a little bit more by just looking at the India 11. First things first, India played the best 11 possible. I think this was the ideal 11 that I had picked on the eve of the game. At best, on spin-friendly pitches, you can get a Kuldeep instead of Arshdeep, but on most days when there's going to be dew and you're bowling second, I think this is the 11 that India must play with. But look at that 11. Every member of this playing 11 is a match winner. Even if it is Sanju Samson, Abhishek, Suryakumar Yadav, of course Ishan Kishan is playing instead of Tilak Verma, but once Tilak Verma comes back, he's that match winner. And then you will have Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Shivam Dube, Rinku Singh, your spinner in Varun Chakravarti, a fast bowler in Arshdeep, as well as Bumrah. All these names that I've taken, on a given day in T20 cricket, any one of them, with any one of the skills that they have, they can win you a game. Each of them is a match winner. That is the recipe for success for any team. That's not the case in ODI cricket. Why? Because you are trying to manufacture all-rounders and you bring in certain players just to fill numbers, just because they give you 2 different dimensions in their cricket. But the problem is none of those dimensions are good enough to be a match winner on the given day. So you don't go in ODI cricket with 11 match winners. You only go with 4 and 5, and the day those 4 and 5 don't work, and that's law of averages, you lose. Ditto you're doing in Test match cricket. That's why you're losing, and that's not the mistake you're making in T20 cricket, and that's why you are doing so well, not just in this game, but for the last year and a half. I must also admit that, one player quite often does not make a change, but that one change that India made into that T20 setup by not having Shubman Gill has made a big difference. He goes out, and because of it, the combination then just falls into place. And that's why I go back, that 11 that India has played is perfect, because that balance has been possible. Because one Shubman going out, you can push a Sanju Samson to the top of the order. Then you can play even Shivam and Rinku Singh together. That gives you the flexibility, and that is what we're seeing with this Indian T20 team. The second factor why this Indian T20 team looks so good, not just against New Zealand, but I bet against any team they look good, is the fact that their approach is very different. So just take a look at this particular Nagpur T20I, and that illustrates that big difference. India were also 2 down pretty early. Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan, not their day. But first wicket falls, who comes in? Ishan Kishan. First ball, hits a 4. He gets out early, no problem. Who comes in and out of form? Suryakumar Yadav. First ball, 4. And that approach continued. Anyone who comes out to bat in this Indian team will ensure that they play according to, or not according actually, higher than what the par total is going to be. So they're always pushing the envelope. And that's why India got 238, well above par. This has been the change in India's approach. Even if you lose wickets, don't worry. Don't change your approach, don't change your template. You have to keep attacking to get to a total. No point getting to a safe total and then allowing the other team to chase it down, because what people have realized in T20 cricket, batting is still under your control. Bowling on a flat surface, you can't do much, you will get hammered. So what do? Get a lot of runs. So that approach hasn't changed. Now contrast that with New Zealand. New Zealand also didn't have a great start. In the middle they had that partnership. But even when they were having that partnership, Glenn Phillips was going strong, Chapman was going strong. At no point were you worried that India will lose. You know why? That partnership was developing, but that partnership was actually taking New Zealand far away from the win, because they were consolidating. Consolidation happens in ODI cricket. There's no scope for consolidation in T20 cricket, and that's what New Zealand were trying to do. Required run rate went past 17, 18. That's another thing, they had a collapse towards the end. But even if they did not have a collapse, Chapman and Glenn Phillips's approach ensured that New Zealand were never going to win this game. Change that, had that been India chasing 238, they would have lost 3 wickets. They would have continued to attack. Doesn't mind if you lose wickets, because if you consolidate, you're anyway going to lose the match. Keep attacking, who knows? You might reach a situation where you can win the game. So this approach that Indian team has been following under Suryakumar Yadav for a year and a half is also the other secret sauce that India is doing well. Just as India has been found wanting in ODI cricket, behind the curve, New Zealand are found wanting in T20I cricket. They're playing a bit of an expired version of T20 cricket in the manner in which Conway bats, the manner in which Glenn Phillips bats, the manner in which today Chapman was batting, the manner in which even their best batter who came in at 6 is only the best batter in ODI. Daryl Mitchell, he came. Don't think he would have made much of a difference in T20 cricket. They are behind the curve. India really pushing the envelope. And that, I think, is the biggest difference. 2 other positives India will take from this game. Abhishek Sharma's 84. I know he's been one of the standout performers for India. But after that highs of Asia Cup, he was going through a bit of a lull in terms of runs. That Australia series at home versus South Africa, not too many runs. In domestic cricket also not too many runs. So this was needed, especially so close to the T20 World Cup, because boy is he crucial for India's chances to win the World Cup. So you need Abhishek Sharma firing on all cylinders. That's what he showed. Suryakumar Yadav 30 doesn't look like a major chunk, but I think would have gotten his blood flowing, some good shots here will give him that slight confidence going forward into this series. Much needed runs for him as well. So happy that Rinku Singh is batting at 7. That's the position he needs to be. He needs to be a regular member of this T20 team. Finishing is a tough job, and he can do that tough job. So all in all, lots of positives for India. 1-0, but I'm sticking my neck out. New Zealand can bounce back, maybe win a game or 2 here and there, but I see India dominating this entire T20 series and going into the World Cup with a lot of confidence. Do give us a like on the video if you're enjoying our content. That's all that I have for you at the moment. You're watching Match Report with Nikhil Naz.